The drama surrounding Antonio Nieves and Naoya Inoue was built on confidence, pride, and a belief that experience could overcome talent. Before they ever shared a ring, Nieves had already made up his mind about the young Japanese star. To him, Naoya Inoue was a fighter inflated by hype, a product of Japanese promotion rather than genuine greatness. He believed that if Inoue came to his territory, he would expose him, defeat him, and prove to the boxing world that the so-called monster was nothing more than another prospect riding a wave of publicity. It was a bold claim, but Antonio Nieves was not some anonymous challenger looking for attention. He was a respected fighter with legitimate credentials and enough experience to believe in his own abilities. He had tested himself against dangerous opposition throughout his career and had earned a reputation as a durable, determined boxer. His draw against Alejandro Santiago stood as proof that he could compete with high-level competition, especially considering Santiago would later go on to defeat future Hall of Famer Nonito Donoaya. Even the losses on Nieves' record came with controversy attached. He felt he had been robbed in decisions and maintained that he had never truly been beaten inside the ring. That mindset fueled his confidence as he prepared for the biggest opportunity of his career. In his eyes, he was still an undefeated fighter. He had survived every challenge placed in front of him. He had never been stopped, never been broken, and certainly never been dominated. The idea that a young fighter from Japan could accomplish what others had failed to do seemed impossible to him. But boxing has a way of exposing reality the moment the opening bell rings. From the very first seconds, it became clear that this fight was operating on a different level. Inoue wasn't simply faster than Nieves. He wasn't merely more powerful. He seemed to exist a step ahead of everything happening inside the ring. Every movement carried purpose. Every jab landed with authority. Every defensive adjustment happened before Nieves could fully commit to an attack. The confidence that had fueled Nieves before the fight slowly transformed into frustration. He searched for openings that never appeared. He attempted to establish his rhythm, only to find Inoue disrupting it again and again. The jab became the foundation of the destruction. While many fans focus on Inoue's devastating knockout power, it was his precision that truly broke opponents apart. The jab constantly found its target, creating openings for heavier punches and forcing Nieves to hesitate whenever he wanted to attack. As the rounds passed, the difference in class became impossible to ignore. Inoue controlled distance effortlessly. He controlled timing effortlessly. He controlled the pace of the fight so completely that Nieves often appeared trapped in a contest being fought according to rules written by someone else. Every attempt to mount a fence was answered with a sharper counter. Every small success was immediately erased by another sequence from the Japanese champion. What made the performance so frightening was how calm Inoue remained throughout the process. There was no desperation, no reckless pursuit of a knockout. He dissected Nieves piece by piece, patiently collecting information and applying pressure until the damage began to accumulate. His punches landed with a level of accuracy that seemed almost unfair. Observers watching ringside couldn't help but notice the same thing. Inoue rarely missed. When he threw, he connected. Then came the body attack. The left hook downstairs has become one of the most feared weapons in boxing history, and on that night Nieves experienced exactly why. Inoue repeatedly targeted the body, digging punches into the ribs and liver with surgical precision. The effects weren't always dramatic in the moment, but they built relentlessly. Every body shot drained energy. Every body shot reduced resistance. Every body shot moved Nieves one step closer to the inevitable conclusion. By the middle rounds, the physical punishment was becoming impossible to hide. The challenger continued fighting, continued trying, continued searching for answers, but none existed. Inoue's pressure never disappeared. His footwork never slowed. His accuracy never declined. The monster kept advancing, and with every exchange the gap between them seemed to grow larger. The fifth round marked the turning point. Nieves was dropped, and for the first time the reality of the situation fully revealed itself. The man who had promised destruction was now struggling simply to survive. The confidence from the pre-fight build-up had vanished. In its place was the expression of a fighter realizing he was sharing the ring with someone special, someone operating at a level he had never encountered before. The sixth round only deepened that realization. Inoue smelled weakness and increased the pressure. His body shots landed with horrifying consistency. Nieves attempted to protect himself, but there is only so much a fighter can do when facing an opponent who sees every opening before it appears. The punishment continued to pile up, and the outcome became unavoidable. When the bell finally sounded to end the round, Nieves returned to his corner battered, exhausted, and defeated. His team had seen enough. They understood what everyone inside the arena understood. Sending him back out would accomplish nothing. The fight was stopped before the next round could begin. And just like that, all the predictions, all the confidence, and all the promises of exposing Naoya Inoue disappeared into the background. Another challenger had stepped forward believing he possessed the formula to defeat the monster. Another challenger had left with the same conclusion as those before him. Naoya Inoue was not a product of hype. He was the real thing. A fighter whose combination of speed, power, precision, intelligence, and relentless pressure made him one of the most terrifying forces in modern boxing. Antonio Nieves entered the fight believing he would reveal Inoue's weaknesses. Instead, he became another name added to the growing list of fighters overwhelmed by the monster's greatness. What do you think about this performance from Naoya Inoue? Was Antonio Nieves underrated heading into the fight, or did Inoue make a good fighter look ordinary through sheer brilliance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the biggest stories and most unforgettable moments in combat sports.